Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today. Dana here. Today I am going to be sharing how to make 3 different Halloween cards using the Santa's Elf set from Simon Hurley and Spellbinders. Now you can absolutely just use them as is and just do their little outfits and Halloween colors. But I found that actually the pumpkin head or the jack-o'-lantern head from this set, this is the Autumn Scarecrow set, works perfectly on here. So I swapped out the head for the little jack-o'-lantern. For the base of the card, I'm just using this piece of, it's watercolored cardstock that I had gel printed in some distress paints. And then I cut this out of some black glitter cardstock for kind of a frame. And this is, let's see here, this is the Wonky Window die from Whimsy Stamps. And then here's my cute little pumpkin elves, jack-o'-lantern elves, Halloween elves, whatever you want to call them. And I'm not going to put the feet on them because they'll be cut off anyway because I want to make them look like they're kind of popping out of the little sections on the frame. But I am going to go ahead and glue their arms on. I kind of want to make them look like they're almost waving. And the arms in this die set, there's 2 different styles. So you could really do whichever works for your project. There we go. And then I also cut out these little spider webs from the same black glitter cardstock, and this spider web came from this set. This is the Halloween add-ons set from the little pocket collection from Wendy Vecchi and Spellbinders. And then for my little sentiment, I just stamped on some black cardstock and heat embossed in white. And that's from this set. This is the Boo Dance Party. And then this spider web I'm going to keep whole, and I want to do it in the center section. I guess I didn't need to add glue all along the top there. That's all right. Good thing about liquid glue is most of it will dry clear. And then this one, I'm going to cut in half and kind of put it in the different corners here. This one, cut that off. Let's see, I think this one I might put in that corner, and then this one I'll put in that corner. Nope. Or do I like it behind? No. I do this pretty much with every card that I make. I can't decide what I'm going to do until I actually visualize it and see it. I am definitely more of a visual crafter. go. And this one. Cut off the little extra bits here. And then this, of course, is going to be glued on that backing, so nobody will be able to see the weird mess. Okay, and then this one, I want to put down here. I think just putting a bit of glue on the back of the head will probably be enough. And y'all might start hearing my dog bark. FedEx just pulled to my house. So if you do, I apologize in advance. And this one, I think it's okay if it's popping over the top there. This is going to be a top folding card, so. There we go. I am going to trim off the bottom just a little bit because I want to make this still look like it's 3 separate compartments. And I feel like you kind of lose that with the bottom of their little outfit sticking out there. Cute. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on the base. And this frame itself is the size of a 4 1/4 by 5.5 card. But you could always mount it on something bigger if you wanted it to be more of a focal point and then have a background around it. Uh-oh, my little dude wasn't dry. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and I think I'm going to add the sentiment just right there. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Cute. So here's our completed first card. The only thing left to do is put this on a card base, which I can do off camera. Now, if you don't have like a gel printed background like this, pattern paper would work. I also thought about maybe doing a flat shaker card would also be very nice with this. So I'm going to have a bit of a cleanup and then I'll be back for the second card. Okay, so for the second card, I'm going to do a square card and I'm going to do a wreath on the front of it. This is just a piece of regular old cardstock that I've inked with some of the Wilted Violet Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just going to mat this onto the black piece of cardstock. Get it as straight-ish as I can. Y'all know my stuff has a tendency to pretty much always be a little bit on the wonky side. And then this piece I BetterPressed with this. This is the spiderweb backgrounds. I just used some black Versaclear ink and then inked around the edges in Black Slip Distress ink. And then when I do the wreaths, I always like to have some sort of base just for an outline that I can follow. So I just cut out a circle out of some vellum and I used this set. This is the Everlasting Circles from Spellbinders. And then the wreath parts that I'm going to be using is the Builder Wreath and the Halloween add-on set. This was released last year, I think, but any wreath set that you have will work. And these have all been colored with Distress Oxide inks. I don't have much colored cardstock, just because I prefer to color everything myself. It takes up a lot less storage since I'm already storing the ink pads. Then I just need white paper. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up straight-ish. And then just add everything right on top of the circle and just follow the outline. And you don't have to follow the outline of a circle. You could do another shape or just freehand it. I've just always found that that's a little bit easier for me. And then I typically only glue the ends just because I like when things pop up. Okay, so there's the start of the wreath. So I'm going to get all of the other twigs adhered down and then I'll come back for the embellishing. Okay, so for the embellishments, I made a mix of the candy from this set and then also the candy from the elf set. I did use the lollipop, but I didn't put it on its little stick. I just used the top part. And I'm just going to add those in random places along the wreath. First, let me decide. Maybe I won't use the bow. But I think I'm going to have him over there. And it's fine if there's candy bits poking out behind him. One there. And with these little candy pieces, you can cut out a little white circle so it looks like the highlight. I didn't just because it's going to mostly be hidden anyway, most likely in the end, so I didn't really worry about it, but you absolutely can. Let's see, can I turn that one? No, that's stuck down too much. Put that there. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just kind of sticking them on so that similar colors are not near each other. That's a nice thing about wreaths is you can just kind of throw everything on until you like it. For things like this, I don't think... Well, I mean, I guess you could go too far, but I don't really think you can go too far. So let's see here. I pondered... No. Thought about having my little character hold a candy cane, but I don't think I like that. So then this, I'm actually going to stick right there. And then I'll use one of the pink and green ones. Do that right. Oh, there's pink and green right next to it. Well, let's just stick it there. Oh, well, now I ended up with an orange one. Oh well, I think it was bound to happen eventually. And then we'll put the other candy cane up here. Just kind of tucked in there maybe. And then we've got these little bits, which I don't know if I'm going to really use all of these. Actually, I like that one there, even though my little character is going to go there. And then we'll put an orange one up here. And do a purple one there. And since I only have one left, I'll just pop the green one on here. Let's see. I'll do the green one right there. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue my little character on. I do have some bats, but I don't know where I'm going to add them yet, or if I'm going to add them. Yeah, I think a few in there would be cute. And the bats, these bats are also out of the Halloween add-ons set. I'll just add one there. Ooh. And I did cut out this Happy Halloween, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, but I actually think I might. And this again is from the add-on set. And I just cut the shadow layer several times so it pops up. Okay, there we go. And that finishes off the second card with our little Halloween elves. So again, I'm just going to have a bit of a cleanup and I'll come back for the third one. All right, for the third and final card, I again took a piece of cardstock that I gel printed. This again is with Distress Oxide inks, and this is the Ghost Pool. I do have a video on my channel showing how I typically gel print with Distress inks, Distress and Distress Oxide inks, and I'll link that down below. And then I just better pressed it in black ink with this set. This is the Pumpkins and Ghosts background BetterPress plate from Spellbinders. And then I cut it out with this torn edge rectangle die set from Card Deco. And I'm just going to glue that onto a piece of black cardstock that I cut out with this set. This is a nested postage label and tag die set. And do I want to ink around the edges? No. No, I'll just leave it as is. Believe it or not, I don't always ink around the edges of everything. I just mostly do. What can I say? I'm a distressed girl. I like the distressed look. Okay. That's straight-ish. Now, if you don't have this torn edge rectangle die, this die set does come with the interior die, so you can do the layering like I did. So you don't have to have this die set. And then I also did a rosette out of that same black glitter cardstock from Sizzix. And I cut the rosette out of this die set from Sizzix and Tim Holtz, and this is the Vault Rosette die set. Generally, I will glue this on with my hot glue gun, but I don't have it ready. I forgot to turn it on. That's okay. And then my little character, I'm just going to put right on top of the rosette. This card would be very, very easy to mass produce, or even do as like a craft project with kids, just because it is pretty simple. And they could even do the gel printing. It's easy, and gel printing with oxide inks and distress inks is very hard to mess up. So there we go. And that completes the third card. So again, this is the third one, the second one, and the first one that we did, and all I have to do now is put them on some bases and they're ready to go to brighten up somebody's October or spooky season. Thank you again for joining me today. A supply list for all of the products that I used here will be down below in the description box, and I will have links when available. Those links will be affiliate links, so if you do choose to shop through those links, it does help support the channel. I get a little bit of a kickback from when you shop through those links, and those all goes to the Spellbinders website directly. But as always, please take time to pamper your inner goddess, whether it be doing something creative or sitting and reading a book or even just taking a hot bath. Just do something to make your day a little bit more happy. But thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one.